Hello there, I think we're on. So thanks for joining Hatha Yoga. Today it's strengthening and stretching for our hips, our legs and our back. So we're going to start seated. So if you need a block to sit on to help elevate your hips. So sitting cross-legged to start. Notice which shin or which foot is in front, and try to sit up as tall as you can, and try to see if you can push your heels away slightly. So we're not crossing the ankles, we're more crossing our shins. Then lifting up through the spine, feel our ribs draw away from our hips, and the crown of our head lift up towards the ceiling. And we're going to add some gentle upper body movements to start. So fingertips start at the side, and we're lifting up, breathing in, stretching up tall, breathing out to lower. So doing some dynamic movements, breathing in as we lift, extend, breathing out to lower. A few more at your own breath pace. And 2 more. This time stretching up, breathing in. And as we breathe out, we're going to rotate the chest to the right, bring the left hand outside the right knee and the right hand behind, holding for about 3 or 4 breaths in and out through the nose. Bring our chest forward again, fingertips at the side, breathing in, stretching up, breathing out now, rotating to the left, bringing the right hand outside the left thigh, left hand behind the lower back, keeping the spine long as we rotate 3 or 4 breaths. Each exhale, see if you can gently twist a tiny bit more to the left. Slowly back to the centre, breathe in again, stretch up tall, and breathe out and bring our hands forward, walk the hands forward, then wherever you're, as far as you can, stretch the hands forward and look down towards the floor, holding again for about 4 or 5 breaths now, feeling the stretch in the hips, maybe in the lower back. Walking the hands back towards the body and taking the hands behind with the fingertips facing forward. What we're doing is pressing into the hands, lifting the chest and looking up towards the ceiling. And coming forward again, and then uncrossing the ankles. Now crossing the shins the unnatural way. So the opposite shin comes in front, and again we're trying to see if we can walk our heels away from each other. So this might feel a bit strange, the unnatural way to sit with our legs crossed. and fingertips at the side again. A few stretches, breaths in to lift up. Feel the whole upper body stretching, growing taller, lengthening. Breathe out, hands slowly down. And next time, breathing in, lifting up. Then this time, first of all, we twist to our left and bring the right hand outside the left thigh. Left hand close to the lower back. 3 or 4 breaths. Each exhale, gently twisting a tiny bit more. Slowly back to the centre. Breathe in, stretch up. Gently rotating to the right. Left hand outside the right thigh. 3 or 4 breaths. Back to the centre, fingertips up, stretch up tall, breathe in, and then palms facing forward, bring the hands down. Try and walk the fingertips a little bit further forward, looking down towards the floor, feeling the stretch in the lower back, the hips. And walk the hands back up, taking the hands behind, fingertips facing forward, puffing the chest up towards the ceiling, look up towards the ceiling. Here, if you like, we can lift the hips off, maybe taking 2 or 3 breaths. And lowering down slowly, and then coming into half butterfly. So a gentle stretch for the hips at the start of the class. So pushing the heels away, stretching out both legs first of all, sitting up as tall as we can. Then we're bringing our right foot into our left thigh. If the right knee is up quite a lot, get yourself a block or a blanket to rest the right knee on. Then we're just sitting up tall, breathing in. You can take the fingertips at the side if you want to stretch up. And breathe out as we fold forward over the left leg. So we might feel a stretch in the back of the left calf or the left hamstring. If you want to try and go deeper, first of all we stretch the chest forward. Then we can take hold of the outside of the left ankle with the right hand. Take hold of the inside of the left foot with the left hand. And if that's too much, you can bend your left leg. So try to leverage yourself a little bit more forward, and then see if you can push your left heel away and straighten the left leg. So about 5 or 6 breaths here. And lift out slowly on the in-breath, sitting up tall and stretching out the right leg. Maybe pushing heels away, toes towards the face as we change sides. So left sole of the foot into the right thigh, sitting up tall, fingertips out at the side, breathing in, growing taller, leading with the chest, folding from the hips as we fall forward. Try to keep your right heel away, toes towards the face, and then with the left hand, take hold of the outside of the right foot, and with the right hand, inside of the left foot. And again, can bend that right knee, help us come forward a bit more. Doesn't matter if the right knee is quite a lot bent or just a little bit bent. And about 5 or 6 breaths again. Walking our hands back up slowly, lifting up, breathing in, and breathing out, stretching out the left leg. And then from here we're going to come into full butterfly. So soles of the feet together. So we can bring the soles of the feet closer into the body for a deeper stretch on the inner thighs. We can draw our chest forward, so if we can bring the body forward a little bit, we can interlock the fingers and hold on to the tops of the feet, the toes. And if we want to, we can look down towards the feet. And again, about 6 breaths. And lift up slowly, stretch out both legs, then dynamically working the hips. So hands at the side, I'll remove my block to the side. So windshield wipers seated, with hands out at the side, knees apart, feet apart, down to one side and the other, pausing at the centre and repeat. One more, each side. Okay, and then we'll come up to standing. So we're going to do some sun salutations that we haven't done for a while. And we're going to break the postures down. We're going to do it fairly slowly, and then we might just do one round a bit more flow type. So we're just going to break each one down and go into each one maybe about 3 or 4 times. Then we'll move on to the next pose. So there's 12 poses altogether in sun salutations. So first we're going to just start with the feet apart. Feel the feet pressing into the floor. They're what help us ground down into the floor. They're our foundation. So we want to try and separate the toes, and press the toes down one by one. Feel the balls of the feet and the heels pressing in. And palms facing forward. So we're going to do what we did seated. Breathing in to stretch up. Breathing out to bring the hands down. So we've started in mountain, and as we stretch the hands up, that's extended mountain. So a few of those, working with the breath, focus on the breath, and focus on really feeling the body stretch, open as you breathe in. Breathe out, hands down. So another 2 or 3. So nice way to warm up, feel ourselves growing tall, feel how tall, how strong we feel. So the next time we're breathing in, stretching up, and as we breathe out, we're going to bend the knees and come into the forward fold. So the forward fold, we swoop down, keep your knees bent if you have any back issues, and then we just bring in the fingertips down to the floor or to the shins. Bend the knees as much as you need to. So coming into the forward fold here. So from here we're going to press it into the feet and slowly lift up, back to mountain. So again we're trying to breathe in, stretch up tall, extended mountain. Breathe out, come into your forward fold. Breathe in, lift back up into extended mountain. Breathe out, back into mountain. So try that in your own time, about 2 or 3 times more. One more to make this your last one. Breathing in to lift up. And breathe out back to mountain. Okay, so next we're going to move from the forward fold to the lunge. So we'll go through that together. So breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, forward fold. And then breathe in, stepping your right foot back and your right knee down. So here we're in a lunge with the right knee back and left foot forward. So in our lunge, we want to try and bring our chest forward. And a few deep breaths in the first lunge. And then we're going to take our left foot back and our left knee down into tabletop. So from tabletop here we'll do some cats and cows to loosen off the back. So breathe in, we lift the tailbone up and the chest forward. Breathe out, press into the mat, push the mat away. Draw the tummy in as you bring your chin towards your chest. Arch the spine up towards the ceiling. And then lifting back up for a cow. And back again to an angry cat. Now coming into a nice flat spine. So from here we do a kind of a tricep press up. So we keep our elbows glued in towards our face as we, waist, as we slowly lower down to the floor. And then from here we draw both feet together, squeeze the tummy, squeeze the glutes, and squeeze the thighs, breathe in, lifting up into cobra. Then from cobra, back into tabletop, then turn the toes under, lift into down dog. So in down dog, we can keep the knees bent to start, which helps us to draw our chest through towards the thighs, and which helps us to feel the stretch in the chest and the shoulder blades. And bringing both knees back to the floor. Then looking forward, breathing in, stepping the right foot in between the hands, lifting the chest and looking forward. So now we've got our right foot forward lunge, couple of breaths. And then from here, we're coming to turn our left toes under and step in the left foot to join the right foot. Back into the forward fold, keeping the knees bent and holding in the forward fold for about 2 or 3 breaths. And press into the feet as we lift up slowly to extended mountain, stretching the fingertips up towards the ceiling, breathing in, breathing out back to mountain again. So now we need to do the same again on the left side. So we'll practice that breathing in to lift up to extended mountain, breathing out again to mountain. So breathe in, stretch up, extended mountain. Breathe out, mountain. Try that a few more times, feeling yourself growing taller on the in-breath, releasing on the out-breath. This time we're going to do our forward fold, so breathe in, stretch up, extended mountain. Breathe out, a little bend in the knees, forward fold. And breathe in, lift up again, extended mountain. Breathe out, mountain. So try that again, breathe in, extended mountain. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, lifting up, extended mountain. Breathe out, mountain. So this time we'll go that step further, stepping our left foot back into lunge. So standing tall, breathe in, stretch up. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, lunge, left foot back and left knee down. So we'll hold again, this time left foot back, lunge. Breathing 2 or 3 breaths. Now bringing the right foot back and the right knee down into tabletop, and some more cats and cows for our back. So breathing in, the cow. Breathing out, press into the mat, push the mat away, angry cat. Breathe in, cow. Breathe out, angry cat. Breathe in, cow. Breathe out, angry cat. Breathe in back to tabletop. Then we're releasing down slowly into the floor. So elbows glued in towards the waist as we lower. And then before we lift up into cobra, we're squeezing the thighs together, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the tummy, breathe in, lift cobra. Breathe out, push back into tabletop, and keeping the knees bent, lifting up into down dog. So keeping the knees bent just helps to protect the back, but also helps us to lift the hips higher. If you want to, you can see if you can straighten the legs, but keep your chest as close as you can towards the thighs. Maybe here, pedaling the feet up and down, walking the dog, feeling a nice stretch in our calves. Bringing both knees back down to the floor and stepping the left foot in between the hands for our lunge again. So chest forward, a couple of deep breaths. And turning the right toes under, stepping our right foot to join our left foot, forward fold. About 3 breaths in the forward fold. Keeping the knees soft. If you have any back issues, make sure we don't strain the back too much. And pressing into the feet, lifting up slowly, breathing in, bringing the fingertips up towards the ceiling, extended mountain, breathe out, back to mountain. So we're going to try one each side, a bit more flow. So it doesn't matter if you don't keep to the breath exactly, just see what you can do. So palms facing forward, breathe in, stretch up, breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, right foot back and right knee down. Breathe out, left foot back. Breathe in again. And breathe out slowly, lower. Squeeze the thighs together, squeeze the glutes. Breathe in, lift cobra. And breathe out, push back into tabletop and down dog. Bringing the knees down to the mat, breathing in, stepping the right foot in between the hands, lifting the chest. Breathe out, turn the left toes under, step the left foot to join the right foot, forward fold. Breathe in, lift to extended mountain. And breathe out, mountain. So opposite side, palms forward, breathe in, lift. Breathe out, bend the knees, forward fold. Breathe in, lift the chest, left foot back, left knee down. Breathe out, tabletop. Breathe in. Breathe out, lower slowly to the floor. Breathe in, squeeze and lift cobra. Breathe out, tabletop and down dog. Breathe in, knees down, step left foot in between the hands, chest forward. Breathe out, right foot joins left foot, forward fold. Breathe in, press into the feet, lift up, stretch up, extended mountain. Breathe out, mountain. Now we're going to lie down and notice how we feel after a few sun salutations, just lying down and scanning the body as we relax and breathe. Notice the heartbeat. And bring both feet together. Take a deep breath in, stretch the arms above the head. Breath out slowly, bend the knees and bring the knees in towards the chest. And knees side to side. And bring the feet down to the mat, so feet about hip width, knees about hip width. Bring maybe the feet close in towards the bottom. See if you can reach to just touch the back of your ankles. Make sure the toes are facing forward and the feet are parallel. So press into the feet first of all, tuck the tailbone under and peel the back away from the floor slowly as you breathe in, lifting up into a bridge. And breathe out really slowly as you lower your back vertebrae by vertebrae back to the floor. Tailbone comes down last. And 3 or 4 more, working with your own breath. Press the feet into the floor, they're your foundation. Might help to lift those hips a tiny bit higher. Breathing out, drawing the tummy in, we lower down. So one more, lifting, breathing in, breathing out, lowering slowly. And bring the knees back into the chest. And lifting both heels of the feet up towards the ceiling. Just first of all push the heels away, toes towards the face, and then taking the hands behind the hamstrings, interlock the fingers if you can, or just stretch the hands behind the calves, it's up to you. For about 6 breaths with the feet up towards the ceiling. Shoulders relaxed, jaw relaxed, chin towards the chest. Then release the hands and release the legs. So legs again straight out on the floor and small toes out to the side. Just noticing the sensation, the energy in the legs, the circulations increased. And bring the feet together, stretch the arms above the head, point the fingertips away, point the toes away, nice stretch. Breathe out slowly, lower the arms down, draw the knees back into the chest, just hugging the knees in, side to side. And then take your knees down to the right hand side and pause there a moment and press into the hand to lift up slowly. Okay, so from here, coming back to all fours. And then stepping the right foot forward into the lunge, and then stepping the left foot forward. So in our forward fold, stretching out the backs of the legs. So just notice, are you moving back into your heels? If you are, come forward slightly. Try and lift the toes off the floor and plant the toes down one by one. And then in this forward fold, you can take hold of opposite elbow, or you can take the hands behind the calves or heels, or you can take your hands underneath your feet. So your toes are touching your wrists. Maybe the knees need to be bent, keeping the chest close towards the thighs and taking your elbows out to the side. So here, holding about 6 breaths.
And then releasing out of the forward fold. Now stepping the right foot back into the lunge.
So at this time we've got the lunge with the left foot forward. So lifting the chest forward, couple of breaths. And turning the toes under again, stepping forward into the forward fold. This time, forward fold, we're keeping our feet together, so squeezing the thighs together, and we're bending the knees. And we're coming up into the chair, so we're bringing the palms together at the chest, keeping the knees as bent as much as we can. So here the chair pose is kind of a squat. Try not to stick your bottom out, try to tuck your tailbone under and keep the chest forward. So 3 more breaths in the chair. So we need to squeeze the thighs together, press the feet into the floor. And then from here into extended chair to stretching the hands forward. 3 more breaths. Squeezing the glutes, drawing the tummy in. And then from here bring the palms together and bring the left shoulder or elbow over your right thigh, and we're doing the revolve chair, so palms together looking to your right hand side. And lifting up back into extended chair, breathe in, breathe out. Now revolving to your left side, so right elbow outside the left thigh, looking towards your palms together on the left. 3 breaths. And coming back to the centre, press into the feet as you stand up slowly. Keeping the palms together, closing the eyes, scanning the body, breathing slowly. And opening eyes, releasing the hands, stepping out to the side with a big step out. So we're going to do some standing poses to open the hips. So first of all, we're going to do the wide-legged forward fold. So here, edging the feet slightly apart a bit more, drawing the kneecaps up, pressing the feet into the floor, draw the chest forward and the elbows back. So breath in, breath out, we're tipping forward, keeping our chest forward and the back of our head in line with our shoulders, making sure we're not leaning back into our heels. So coming forward slightly and holding here for 6 breaths. And press into the feet and the knees slightly lifting up slowly on a breath in. And breath out, release the hands. We're coming into the side angle pose now. So just turning the left toes in slightly and right toes out to the side. And then we do our knee bends. So bringing that right leg to right angle if you can, but make sure you can see your right big toe. And our hips stay forward and the chest stays forward. A couple of those, building the flexibility gradually So if we can, we feel a stretch in the left inner thigh. And when you're ready, staying and holding statically, either with the hands still at the hips or right elbow on the right thigh. Can keep our left hand behind, or we can stretch our left hand onto our right upper thigh to help open our chest and our shoulders for 6 breaths. Drawing our left kneecap up so the left leg is straight and strong. Keeping that right knee back. And press into the right foot as we lift out slowly. Release the hands, both toes forward. And coming into that wide-legged forward fold again. So hands on the hips, breathe in, chest forward. And breathe out as we tip forward. So try not to lean back into your heels. Try to be on all 4 corners of the feet. 6 breaths again. Breathe in, slightly bend the knees, press into the feet, lifting up. Breathing out, hands release. We're going into the side angle to the left side. So left toes out, and right heel out slightly, right toes in slightly. Hands on the hips, chest forward, hips forward. And then we're bending and straightening that left leg. We hopefully feel a stretch in our right inner thigh. We still want to see our left toes, so we're keeping our left knee back. And when you know you've gone as far as you can, then we hold, so we can keep the hands on the hips, or we can stretch that right hand either on the lower back or right round to the top of the left thigh, left elbow on the left thigh. Trying to keep our chest open, our right shoulder back, 6 breaths. Drawing our right kneecap up so the right leg is straight and strong. Three more breaths. Press into the feet as we lift out slowly and toes forward. So now we're going to go into the triangle with the feet slightly a little bit more in. So feet not as far apart as the wide-legged forward fold or the side angle. So now toes turn out to the right again and left heel out slightly. And we stretch both arms out. Breathe in. Breathe out, we do take our body all the way as far as we can over to the right. Maybe a little soft bend in the right knee. And stretch that right hand down and stretch the left hand up. And 6 breaths again. You can either look down towards your right foot, or you can look forward, or even look up to the left fingertips. Press into the feet, lift up slowly, and toes forward. Maybe shrug the shoulders a little bit, release the shoulders, and then triangle to our left side, So left toes out, right heel out slightly, draw both kneecaps up, extend the fingertips away, breath in, breath out, stretch out to the left, and then left hand inside the left shin, and right fingertips up towards the ceiling. If you feel like you're hyperextending your left knee, give the left knee a slight bend, or we can keep the left leg straight. Again, we can look down towards the left toes, we can look forward, we can look up, 6 breaths. Draw the kneecaps up, press into the feet, breathe in, lift up, breathe out. Toes forward, hands down, step the feet together, palms together, closing the eyes and scanning the body for a few breaths. And open the eyes, release the hands. Okay, so we're going to do one balance. A good balance for stretching the front of the thighs is the dancer. So we'll do that one now. So I'm going to press my left foot into the floor and hold on to the windowsill or a wall with one finger of the left hand. Press into that left foot. Then we're lifting up the right ankle with the right hand. First of all, we're squeezing the thighs together and pushing the hips forward. Chest forward, shoulders back. So that's the first preparation for dancer. Then what we can do is stretch the right fingertips up towards the ceiling with the palms facing forward. Find our grounding down of the left foot into the floor. Bend to progress. We draw the right knee back but not out, and we draw the left fingertips slightly forward. We're lifting that left knee up. See if we can hold wherever you are for 6 breaths. And draw the knees together again. Stretch the fingertips up first, breathe in. And breathe out, lower the hand and lower the foot. And changing to the opposite side. So right foot now presses into the floor. My right fingers onto the windowsill. Then I'm lifting my left foot up. So I'm squeezing my thighs together first of all, pushing my hips forward. So that's the first preparation. And stay here if you want to, or stretch the right fingertips up with the palm facing forward. Then lifting that left knee up, but try not to let the knee go out to the side. And then see left knee a bit more up, left ankle up, and right fingertips forward. 6 breaths. And bring the knee back to the centre, stretch the right fingertips up, breathe in, breathe out, release the right hand and the left foot, and shake out. Okay, so we'll come down now onto our mats. So we'll come down onto the mat for some variations of pigeon. So I'll go through the different versions from kind of basic to more complicated. So the basic is lying on the mat with the feet bent up, feet pressed into the floor, right ankle over left thigh, and enough might be to make a triangle shape with the legs and just push your right knee away. And then further progression is lifting the left foot off the floor and just draw that left knee in towards the chest, maybe holding on to the right knee with the right elbow, side to side with the knees, or you can thread the hands through the triangle underneath the left knee or on top of the left knee. And then more progression is to come into seated pigeon. So we're stretching out the left leg along the floor, pressing into the elbows to lift up. So same, although this time we draw the left foot so it's flat on the floor, drawing the right shin towards the chest or the chest towards the right shin, whichever. So it's the same movement with the legs. It's just that it's seated, so it's a bit more intense. Okay, so another version would be to lie on our backs with our left foot on a wall. So I'll just show you that. So we edge our left hip up towards the wall and then twizzle round so the left foot's on the wall and the whole of our back is resting on the floor. We can have the left foot all the way up the wall so the left leg's straight, or we can draw the left foot down. And the closer you have your bottom to the wall, the more intense the stretch will be. And then the last version is probably more intense on the knees. So I'll just show you quickly. So the right shin's now in line with the front of your mat. You come forward, turning our left toes under and trying to stretch out the left leg straight behind us. And we're planting the hands, pressing the hands into the floor, bringing our chest forward, shoulders back. And the right toe kind of might be just underneath our left thigh, that's fine. All we don't want to be doing is leaning over to our right hand side. We want to be, if anything, going over to our left a bit more. Come out of pigeon slowly, whichever version you're doing, by releasing the right leg or right foot to the floor, bringing both feet to the floor on our backs, and everything again with the left side. So progress if you like, or stay with the basic gentle version. So right foot presses into the floor, left ankle over right thigh, Left knee pushes away first of all. And we can draw our right foot off the floor. We can just hug the right knee in towards the chest, or just hold on to that left leg. We can thread the hands underneath the right knee or on top of the right knee. And to progress, if you like, we would press our elbows into the floor, stretch the right leg along the floor, lifting up to seated, and then drawing the right foot in close, drawing the chest to the left shin. Quite an intense stretch for the left hip and the left glute. And if you wanted to, you could try the pigeon at the wall. So left hip towards the wall, lying on our backs, pressing the right foot into the wall, and notice how that feels. Have the right leg stretched up the wall or the right foot further down towards the wall. And then checking the full version of pigeon out. So this time right shin forward, left leg back. This time, oh, wrong, is that the right way? No, left shin forward and right leg back, I remember. And we're going to come into final pose, which is reclining twist. So lying on our backs. So I'll give you a couple of options for reclining twist. So the option first of all would be the hands out at the side as a T shape, palms up or palms down. And then we can keep the knees together and release them down to the side. Or we can stretch out the right leg and bring the left foot so it's underneath the right calf. So this is twisted roots. And then bend the feet up and take the knees down to the right hand side. More intense, our left shoulder might want to lift off the wall, off the floor. So we can draw our right hand onto the top knee and we can shuffle a little bit over to the right hand side.
and look over at our left fingertips. About 5 long, smooth, deep breaths here. Breathing in, draw the knees to the centre. If you're doing the twisted legs version, stretch out your left leg and bring the right foot underneath your left calf. Bend the legs a bit more, take the knees down to the left. Shuffle a bit over to the left and looking over your right fingertips, 6 breaths. And back to the centre, across the legs if you have crossed legs. Adjust the back, maybe draw the knees in towards the chest. And I've run over in time, but if you want to practice the 3-part yogic breath for 2 minutes, if you've got time, really recommend to fully relax, so stretching out the legs, small toes out to the side, palms up, and just 2 minutes to focus on full body expansion from the tummy, expanding the diaphragm, expanding the side ribs, expanding the chest, and exhale, release, feeling the release as you exhale. And now return to your natural breathing, bring the feet together and slowly stretch the arms above the head as you breathe in. Breathe out, arms back down, and bring the knees in towards the chest. And then come up in your own time, back to seated. And thank you for joining. Hope you enjoyed. And see you soon. Bye for now.